Here we are on a Sunday again, and I hope you have your coffee ready. Because this is the day of the week where we take a look at a surprising amount of sales in the reserve list. Because this is your Hot Top 10 Reserve List Edition, May 21st to the 27th of 2022. Interesting things in interesting times. World is tough, things are down, leads to craziness. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here. Thanks for hanging out with me today as we dive into the Reserve List Hot Top 10. Now, a couple of things before we get started on today's video. There were a couple of sales that are not going to make my Hot Top 10, but they are higher priced items, which is why I'm mentioning them. I did notice a couple of sales of some time vaults and a few force fields. Now these are higher end cards, and although they won't sell enough to make my Hot Top 10, there is something scratching at the surface of a few higher end reserve list cards, and a couple of moxes I saw that have sold as well have led me to believe there are a few people being really quiet and picking away. Two people did send me receipts and emails of the cards they bought with their purchase orders, and one was from a Facebook group, so I know they've bought them. They showed it to me, and I know it's not going to make the Hot Top 10. And they were building some old school decks, which I find pretty cool to see somebody lay out, $9,000 starting to buy some old school staples and build a deck. The tax returns are in, and that's what leads to a lot of this. And yes, I got permission before I said any of this, okay? We're all good. I'm up, and they knew I was going to talk about it, and they just wanted to mention it to me, and I asked permission, so here we are. So that's out of the way. Candelabra, a few other cards like that selling, a motor too. Very fascinating, okay, guys? So, although the Hot Top 10 reserve list is usually lower end cards, the higher end ones I like to mention to you guys, just so you know, the world's not dead out there. Things are selling, but because it's not a massive, world buyout and things are crazy going on out there, that's what happens. And when the market's down like this, people start sniffing around to see what's going on and say, hey, where can I find a deal? Expect to see some more dual lands moving soon. It was just starting to uptick there on Friday. I can't wait to check out next week and let the 7 days go by and see how many actually sold for Scrubland, Bayou. There's a couple selling, so I'm just curious, okay? Interesting stuff. So we're going to start our trip down the Yellow Brick Road and see where we end up from number 10 to number 1 this week. There was a few change-ups, a few things went on. It's really cool to see that you can just do your own personal buyout with a little bit of money, because there's still a lot of cheap reserve list cards out there. So let's get this party started. This is your reserve list Hot Top 10. We're starting out our trip down the Yellow Brick Road today with Fallen Empire's Rainbow Veil at number 10. This card has been on the top 10 for the last few weeks and continues to hold a spot with 22 sales. Now, the average price has gone up. It's $12.07 US. The market price is $18.95. It's €10, 14 cents to get this card into your house. Here in Canada, you're looking at around $18 Canadian for a near mint copy. If you can find one, they're all sold out locally. They're not really available. And if you're a person who wants to buy this card, if you're just buying it for play, buy a cheaper copy, get a moderate to heavily play, just so you can use it. If you're a person who wants to invest, though, if you're one type of person who says, I want to hold this for years and years and I want some return on investment, then you've really got to go with the near mint copies. Yes, they're going to cost you more, but Fallen Empires was abused. There's not nearly as many out there as people think. The stats are really starting to show in a lot of these cards, so keep that stuff in mind, okay? And that goes for any of the cards that are lower end reserve list. Go for the near mint. Spend the extra little bit of money. All right, guys, let's go check out number 9 this week, and that is Lifeline Urzas Saga. Now, this is a 5 casting cost artifact, but it says, whenever a creature is put into a graveyard and a creature is in play, return that creature from your graveyard to play at the end of turn. Now, depending on how you build your deck and what you do, this card can be awesome in Commander. The average price right now is $39.38 US. The market price is $40.59 US. It's around $60 here in Canada. €22.90 to get this card into your house. This is one of those cards that it hasn't really jumped in price for a while. It had its buyout bump, and then it kind of fell back down to earth, and it's kind of been bouncing around a bit. But those pickup in sales I've noticed in the last 90 days and here and there a few copies disappearing. I just wanted to mention it, and then of course when I did the count, here it is, enough sales to make the top 10. Somebody's got some stuff going on under the surface, so keep it on. If this is a card you're interested in, you're going to want to get it sooner rather than later. And if you don't care, then you still don't care. Don't worry about it. Let this card go by and find new happiness in better Magic cards you'll enjoy. Now, number 8 this week is the Dragon. That's right. Covetous Dragon, Urzas Destiny. Look at that foil, $284.98 US, but 26 sales this week because it's a cheap dragon. There's been a lot of dragons in Commander Legends Baldur's Gate, and this dragon is no different, okay? It is a cheap casting cost 6/5 flyer that can still beat people down when you least expect it, and it only takes 1 red. It's not taking 2, so it's pretty easy to get this guy onto the battlefield very quickly. And he's cheap and reserve list. He's only $5.75 US. The market price is $5.16 US. €5.62 to get this card to your house. It reached as high as $15 before the buyout. It's been collapsing ever since, but the foil price has not really changed. Foils, Urzas Destiny. Guys, remember this stuff. OG foils value. If you happen to have one, kudos to you. You just made a lot of money. All right, guys, number 7 coming back around. That's right, Team Thrall with Thrall Champion Fallen Empires. With the average price of $7.58 US, the market price is $8.11 US. €5.48 to get this card to your house. He's been falling in price. The Thrall Champion's going down, and that's making it more affordable. If you're looking for a moderate to light played copy, it's $3-4 right now US on TCG Player. Very affordable for somebody who wants to get in and have a Thrall Champion of their own. Over here our channel on Team Thrall, I always hope that someday they would print more Thralls. A proper tribal Thrall deck would be amazing. They printed quite a few in Fallen Empires, but the way they could augment them now would just be phenomenal. I can't wait to see if they do anything in Dominaria United. I mean, it would just be it'd be amazing, okay? It'd be really, awesome. But it's still hung in there at number 7 this week with 33 sales. That's nothing to snub at. And again, go for near mint copies, spend an extra $2. You probably won't regret it in the long run. I continue to buy a few copies each and every month, and I have been hitting only the near mint copies myself. I mean, what's $20 a month buying a few copies, right? All right, our next card coming up is going to be for Rexia Negator, Urzas Destiny. Now, for this card, 34 sales. But I want to mention that's between the regular Phyrexian Negator and the foil one from the Coalition deck. I added those two together for this week because there were sales on both sides that kind of added up to a decent number. And I wanted to mention it because that's enough that's like a mini buyout. It's not a big buyout, but it's enough I'm going to mention it to you guys. So, Urza's Destiny as well as the Coalition. So, the average price here is $21.80 US. The market price is $13.85. A true original foil from Urza's Destiny is $189.99. You can't find any locally, by the way. €7.32 to get this card to your house. This is one of those ones that was never supposed to be reprinted. I actually used to use this in a deck just for fun. I kept just one in the deck. It was awesome. I think I used one with a Plague Sliver as well. Kind of similar style. Very cool stuff. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at number 5 this week, and that is going to be Brain Geyser, Revised Edition, back for more. This card at one point was almost $100. Remember that. We had it early 2021. This thing had spiked it. You can see it on the chart there. This card has been falling ever since, and it's fallen low enough that the sales are picking up steam. But the funny thing I find interesting is when I'm looking at the sales, there's heavily played, moderate played, light played, and near mints are all being bought from various sites. And it looks like some people just want play copies. Some people want a reserve list card that's cheap. Other people want to build it into Commander. There's probably a few investors in there as well. That 37 sales represents only a 7-day period for an old school card like that just keeps getting bought. It's funny how Copy Artifact, by the way, is not on the list this week, and either is Fork. Neither one made enough sales. They're like 10 or 11 sales, not enough to make the hot top 10. The average price is $30.08 US. The market price is $28.57 US, and it's €17.22 to get this card into your house. Remember, if you're going for these, unlimited is probably about $200, which means these revised ones are really underpriced right now. And if you can afford an unlimited near mint, I mean, I'd be tempted to buy one myself. Just such old school fun. All right, number 4 this week. That's right, Conch Horn is back again. This thing refuses to die. Fallen Empires. Go for the near mint. You hear what I'm saying. 39 sales this week, and you can see there the average price is $4.76 US. The market price, $5.46 US. €6.25 to get this card into your house. $7 Canadian, but you can't find any copies. We don't have any available here. Too bad for us. This card is totally bottomed out from when it was up to like that $15 to $17 mark US. It is totally on the bottom now. It's usable and versatile. If you don't have one, I mean, if you watch this channel, you probably already picked one up. But if you're new to the channel, you don't have one, remember, old school artifacts like this can be played everywhere. They can be fit and put in to any deck you're building. And a card like this that gives you mini brainstorm is awesome. All right, guys, we're down to our top 3. Let's take a look and see what's going on. Asian Highway is here still. Homelands. This card has actually risen in value. People decided to buy it. The average price is $1.70 US. The market price is 99 cents US. It's €1.43 to get this card in your house. $2 here in Canada. 62 sales this week for a Homelands card. You can see the spike at the bottom of the chart. It's just starting to creep up as those sales have been recognized. But it only costs somebody here less than $100 to buy that many copies. That is a very inexpensive reserve list card. And if anything ever happens with it, if they bought near mint copies and take care of them, maybe nothing will ever happen and this card will sit there collecting dust. But it does give things planeswalk. And if you put this into the right type of commander build, it is just going to mess someone up. It's pretty hilarious, actually. So I can see why somebody might want to have some fun with it. So way to go! It's still in there at number 3. That's awesome! All right, we're going to number 2. We've waited long enough. The Yellow Brick Road journey is almost at an end. Let's check out what's going on at number 2. And that's right, Rashidus Scalesbane. Mirage. I've mentioned this before. I let you guys know. 74 sales this week from the 21st to the 27th. This card has not spiked yet, though. The price is not caught up. The average price is $3.95 US. The market price, $1.99 US. €3.15 to get this card into your house. It's just starting to come around again. This thing buries dragons. Those attacking dragons get slaughtered. This is a 5 casting cost, 3/4. But not only can you kill the attacking dragon, you gain life equal to its power. That is pretty amazing. If you can find ways of flashing this guy in and giving it haste or some kind of crazy ability to like nail a dragon on the way in, that'd be pretty epic. But it's still a card that will see some play. It's not a horrible card. I mean, I can see, I've mentioned it before. I bought myself a playset in a little bit. I picked up an extra couple of copies this week myself. I said, you know what? Great for the Patreon bin. You never know what's going to happen with cards like this. And that many sales tells me a lot of people are thinking the exact same way. So let's go ahead. You've waited long enough. We got the Dragon Killer. We got to see what made number 1. Which card was our top number 1 pick this week? And that is Royal Decree from Alliances at number 1 with 219 sales this week, the 21st to the 27th. Now, the average price of this card is $2.15. The market price is $1.44 US. It's €2.02 to get this card to your house. It's about $4 here in Canada. And when you look at this, it's 2 white, 2 other generic mana. 4 casting, okay? Cumulative upkeep of 1 white mana. Whenever a swamp, mountain, black permanent, or red permanent becomes tapped, Royal Decree deals 1 damage to that permanent's controller. So think of this in a commander deck with all kinds of enchantments. You're like, how am I going to pay for that cumulative upkeep? Well, things like Serra Sanctum, for every enchantment you got in play, you get extra mana. And with all the cards I have out there, Serra Sanctum can tap for a lot of mana. I'm looking at you, Tolarian Academy. That's right, people. It should be unbanned, but it's not. So a card like Royal Decree actually can start making use because a lot of people use multicolored commander decks. They're going to have red and black in there somewhere. So depending on who you're facing off against, this deck will make you a very hated person. Because the Royal Decree will really start messing people up. And you can always let it drop out. There's lots of ways of getting your enchantments back. If you're done paying for it, you can't pay it anymore, let it drop out. Use something like a Skull of Orm, old school. Bring it back and recast it again. Like, you can have a real good time with a lot of old school enchantments with cumulative upkeep because you can just let them die. You don't have to pay it. You can let them go and deal with it later. When I look at these cards, people see a lot of jank, a lot of weird stuff, and they go, who wants that? People looking to play for fun. People looking to collect cards and just build an amass amount of reserve list cards. It's in people's nature to want to collect things and hold it. A lot of us like doing it. So cards like this that were really cheap, people got us some for 18 cents a copy for some heavily played ones. You can see where they went with this. They just bought them all. And this happens almost every single week now. These buyouts aren't slowing down. People are buying the lower end stuff because it's affordable. They can get in at the ground level in case something happens later. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the whole video today, guys. Thanks a lot for hanging in there. I know it was a little bit longer. I appreciate all you guys. I look forward to seeing your comments in the comments section. And, of course, seeing you guys at the live stream, 6:30 Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. And we have the reserve list giveaway this weekend, right? Because a Patreon monthly giveaway is always reserve list cards. So, good luck to everyone. I'll see you guys on the live stream. Have an awesome day wherever you are in the world of Magic. And of course, a big shout out to all my Patreon supporters, my YouTube members. Guys, thank you so much for supporting the channel and allowing these videos to come out each and every week. You guys make it happen. Patrons rock! Here we are, back again on a Sunday. We got a Garrison cat. Got the cat. Garrison cat. Going into the 10K box. That's right. Pay attention to that. You never know if it's going to be important. You know, when we get around to the rules of the 10K party, that could be important, okay? Just saying. Those of you who are up on things, it's a time, sensitive issue, okay? So, I hope you guys are having an awesome day, man. It was a good time today. I couldn't believe some of the sales we saw. It was awesome. That's about all I have right now. I'm going to, do things I have to do around the house. I'm going to chill and hang out. And then before you know it, I have to record another video and do the live stream tonight for the Patreon giveaway. It's going to be awesome. All reserve list all the time this year. Can't wait. I'll see you guys there. Have an awesome day today wherever you are in the world of Magic. I mean, you hung around with a guy who didn't graduate Magic University. What did you think was going to happen?